Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of GenMOPs, the channel that introduces the world of marketing operations for Gen Z and new people coming to it. I'm Lucas. I like to call myself the Brazilian magician because I'm Brazilian and I'm magical, and I work as a director of AI and automation at RevOPs.
Hi guys, my name is Pooja and I work as a marketing automation specialist here at RevOPs. We are excited to bring in the second episode here. And today we are going to talk about sessions to attend at Adobe Summit because Lucas went to Summit recently and he was also a speaker. So it's going to be exciting.
And Pooja was there last year.
Yeah.
Remember, if you like our content, remember to like and subscribe. So, to start, Pooja, can you explain to our viewers and our long list of fans what is Adobe Summit?
So for people who don't know what is Adobe Summit is just like a big conference hosted by Adobe where they showcase or like they reveal their new product feature or something coming down the pipeline or in the roadmap. So it's like a really interesting and amazing conference to attend if you have if you're using a lot of Adobe products in your day to day. So yeah, and Marketo, the product that we use a lot in automation and MOPs in general, it's it was purchased by Adobe. There's like the whole history, but yeah. So since it's like now an Adobe owned product, a lot of marketing operation professionals usually go to attend and see what's coming next and what's coming in the roadmap and how they can utilize new features to optimize their maps and their tech stack. So yeah, I feel like that's that's like a bigger picture, like an just like an overview of what the summit is. And like a lot of the time people just go there to like catch up with their old colleagues and
Yeah.
or like to meet new people in the industry. So it's like a great conference to just like connect and things like that. And it's in Vegas, so the weather is always beautiful.
Dry, super dry.
Yeah, the weather is great. Like I feel like for someone who's living in Canada, I think the weather there it's nicer.
For someone living in Brazil, it's dry and cold,
Yeah.
but I, I survived.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's and like yeah, I mean if you are into gambling or if you want to like, test your gambling skills, you are going to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
And and just remember, Adobe has more than 10 marketing products that they showcase, and it's not about the Creative Cloud. The Creative Cloud has their own event. It's just the Experience Cloud. It's more for people that are in the experience part of marketing, not creating content or creating designs. Uh, but Marketo is one of them, so it's not focused on Marketo. It's focused on the whole Adobe Experience Cloud.
mhm, absolutely. Yeah. So without further ado, Lucas, tell us about the sessions that you attended at Summit and what do you recommend to the people?
All
Like,
right.
yeah.
I didn't actually attend to many sessions in person because there are so many things to do there,
Yeah.
and most of them are on demand afterwards, and a lot of them actually happen at the same time. So I have, I think, 5 spots for Adobe sessions on Marketo, and all the sessions are splitted into this in these 5 slots. So when you are watching one, you are missing other 3 basically. But I watched a lot of them after on demand. They are already available, and there were a few that I thought were interesting. The first one is the roadmap and innovations for Marketo and B2B customer journeys. It's a must for every year in Adobe Summit if you're going or if you are watching on demand because they always talk about things that are going to launch until the end of this year, basically. But they cannot talk about things that are going to 2025. And last year, for example, they talked about interactive webinars. That was a feature that people got excited about. This year, the main features that they were talking about launching is integrating better Marketo with AEM, Adobe Experience Manager, to bring AI inside the email builder. And the email builder is changing completely. It's not going to be the same one that we know, but it's going to have AI integrated to it, and it's going to be overall better and look nicer because right now, to be honest, it looks like something from the 80s. So
Would it be optional for the clients if they want to turn it on or not, or would it just be by default available
I
to
have no
everyone?
idea, but usually they have this option, right? You can change the new experience or remain the old one. I don't think anyone will want to remain the old one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think people have that opportunity, and in the session itself, you can see it on demand when people announce that. A lot of people stand up and start clapping and cheering for this innovation. So that's something that the community was long waiting. It's pretty cool. And there were other innovations, but I think that's the one that's the bigger for the
Yeah.
year. I also went to one in person, Expand Your Reach with Marketo Engage for Custom Object Magic. It was from Chiara and Carissa, and I think it was really good because people don't actually dive deep into custom objects and what you can do with them in Marketo, especially if you have a many-to-one relationship, because Marketo custom fields are one-to-one, right? You can just have one field for one person. But custom objects, you can attach like 10 custom objects to one person, and this can bring your insights and your segmentations to a whole new level because you can have much more information on the same person. So they talk about that. They gave a great introduction and how they use it in their company and bringing use cases. So I love that session.
Nice.
Another uh, another one that I wanted to watch this in person, but I just couldn't, and I watched them after in on demand. Small Pioneers: How to Leverage Gen AI to Elevate Marketing Operations was Charles Oakham, and Isabella Hargraves from both from the UK, talking about how they integrated Marketo with Microsoft Automate. It's like an iPaaS solution to add a little bit of Gen AI into their
Mhm.
processes. One use case that they talked about that I really liked was the lead delivery to sales. So using the Automate to read the lead activity from the past 3, 4, 6 months and develop a summary to sales, so explaining what this lead is interested in before
Mhm.
handing it off, because then sales doesn't have to go through this manual process of querying all the lead activity, seeing which campaign they engaged and all of that. No, they have a very straightforward information, and this accelerates sales a lot. Uh, Okay, I know there's a lot of sessions, but there are a really no, cool number of them, and everyone should take time to watch, even during the work, and
Yeah.
it's very, very good. Revolutionize B2B engagement, a Marketo Engage and real-time CDP success story. I forgot the name of the speakers. I went to this one in person, but there were a lot of talks during this summit about CDP in the B2B world. Because
Mhm.
for those of you who doesn't know, CDP is basically a data platform that will merge data from all your sources into one source of truth, and then it can feed Marketo, it can feed any platform that you'd like, CRM, and anything. So they use this CDP to get all the data from these different platforms in this bank. It was Deloitte and a bank, Vanguard, I think is the name of the bank. Yeah. They used the CDP to join all the data and create segments that were more specific, more focused on buying groups, and then created journeys inside Marketo for those people. So they could push the data with much more intelligence and analytical power
Yeah.
and be more actionable on their insights. So it was very faster to create a segment and start working on that than working manually.
Nice. And who would like? Do you think so? Everyone would benefit with that, like, or is it
Yeah,
more?
I think it's something to keep your eye on because CDP is. It seems that it's coming big. Adobe's talking a lot about it. A lot of
Yeah.
people were talking about it during Summit. So I think it's something that they are trying to sell more and they are trying to push more for clients. And it has a big value on being easier to segment and work on
Mhm.
your insights. But keep in mind that it's not for small companies.
Yeah.
It's for bigger, medium to bigger. I think they starting prices
Yeah.
a lot. I don't know exactly the number, but it's a lot. So it's not for smaller companies. So if you are working and focus on the smaller companies, you're probably not going to see CDP so early. But something to to stay focused in your market because it's changing. So
I
you would
see.
expect bigger companies to not be using smart lists in Marketo to segment their audience with CDP. So another cool one that I watched on demand is Translator Geek-Speak to CMO-Speak from
That's
Jess
really
Cow. Yeah, the name is really cool because like we in our day to day inside MOPs we tend to use very specific terms like just that smart list. What
yeah,
someone higher level is watching this, what the fuck's the smart list, right?
yeah,
Uh, and they explain there how you should talk and how you should bring the value to the C-suite. So it's kind of two parts actually. There's a part that is it's Jessica and I forgot the name of the other person. She's saying like, okay, how do I translate to my CMO? And then
yeah,
is a CMO, and he's saying, okay, now how I translate to my CRO and CEO because the CMO even understands the marketing terms, even if it doesn't go deeper into Marketo and what it does and
yeah,
the technical stuff. But then going to the CEO, it's a whole different thing. Like you don't
yeah,
want to talk about the number of MQLs. It's not
yeah,
something that they want to understand. And yeah, it's a very cool uh, session, especially if you're dealing with this situation of trying to communicate your results to a more strategic person, and you're having trouble doing that, having
yeah,
trouble getting more funding. They really explain how you should do it. So it's cool. Another one, I think you would like that, especially Pooja, because we were talking a lot last year about lead scoring and lead life cycle towards the end of last year. And it was a session with Jenny and Corey about how scoring empowers the revenue cycle marketing funnel. So it's a very deep dive into scoring, into the funnel, normal mistakes that people make, like very usual mistakes that people make. And they explain everything in a very detailed manner. So
hmm,
anyone who is not a lead scoring master should watch that.
yeah.
They're
I'm gonna
very
check
good.
that one out as well. That's a great list, Lucas. That's a really
Yeah,
amazing list. I think we need to add it as part of our YouTube description, so
yeah.
people can click through the videos. Um, that's amazing.
The links will be here, so you can click. Sorry, I always wanted to do that.
Yep, links will be there. The second thing that Lucas, you were one of the speakers this year. How was
Yeah,
it?
I was
How
very
did it?
lucky to be selected as one.
Yeah, tell us about your session and what was it about, and what drove you towards you know AI and all that stuff. Because I know it was about AI, so that's why I'm asking. But
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
uh, I presented with Tyron Pretorius from Townex, and we met around April or June last year to present at a mug together at St. Louis and Kansas City mug together. And since then, we were nerding out on AI because that's something that he likes. And he's a very technical person that works with Marketo for a long time now. And also has a blog, The Workflow Pro. So if you're listening, check this blog out because he really explains how you can implement everything that you need.
Yeah,
And I'm also been really deep into AI since GPT 3.5 appeared basically, and trying to understand how this can bring value to the MOPS world. So since we connected, we've been nerding out a lot on that and creating new solutions, even though we not actively work together. We share our thoughts and we started doing speaking sessions together for Mug. So we did two together, another two separated, and when it came time to submit for Adobe Summit, we were like, okay, we practiced that a lot, so let's give our best shot. Let's try to get this session, and they selected us. I think one thing that we had a lot in mind is that we wanted to be very hands-on session. Like people would leave there knowing what they have to do to implement the use cases that we brought, and I think that resonated really well with the audience. They were happy to see
yeah,
actionable insights, like things that Monday they could be doing, and and yeah, it was overall an amazing experience. Uh, I love the applause, so I
yeah.
it was really amazing for me. I'm a sucker for attention, so it worked well for me. and and yeah, do you have any specific things you want to know about?
Yeah, like a little bit more about the presentation on
Oh,
the topic of like what was your guys' topic, and just a bit a brief introduction on the topic. I also saw that you guys created Lucas plus Tyrant Chat GPT, a custom
yeah.
GPT that talks like you guys. Yeah, that's like a really interesting one. I'd like to know more about.
Okay. Our session was about how you can optimize RevOps using ChatGPT. So we started just explaining what's a large language model, then explaining how you can integrate that with Marketo. We went through four different use cases that impact your lead lifecycle. The first one being the platform field submission. So you can
Hmm.
use AI to understand with a much better precision than CAPTCHA when a person is a person and a bot is a bot, basically.
Yeah.
And you can remove the bot from your database much sooner, and like not create friction with sales, because if you pass a bot as an MQL, they will hate you forever. And you don't want that.
Yeah.
Then we talk about persona classification, so how you can use AI to classify your leads into the personas that your business use. So you have to train a specific model for that, and we explain step by step how you can do that, and how you
Yeah.
can train your own model and teaches it what's your personas, and then you can use it from Marketo, be asking questions like, okay, this person, which persona is this, and it will classify automatically. And then we talked about the best and time use case. So it's a use case that starts from principle that not everyone wants to receive and read emails at the same time. So I might want to receive and read 6 a.m. Pooja might be preferring 12 p.m. and usually companies just send like 9 a.m. PST and that's it. And it
Yeah.
might be different for each one. So we developed a solution that uses GPT to understand specifically when you should email everyone, and we do a little tweak in Marketo that allows you send it in the perfect send time for each person. And finally, we also talked about using AI to be generating content for your email. So we explain like, uh, okay, this text is going to be there in the email. It's about this. This is the company website, and try to write
Hmm.
that to resonate better. And then you have to use velocity scripts to break lines and to add fallbacks. But all of that is really described in the presentation. Finally, we went to a few things like ethics and data privacy, pricing, how to develop prompts, how you iterate your prompts,
Yeah.
and the fun thing is that yeah, we got the transcript of our presentation when on the days that we were practicing, and we taught a ChatGPT model our presentation,
Yeah.
and people can go there and ask questions, so they don't even have to talk to us, even though we are pretty cool. They don't need to ask questions to us, so
Like
it's
heaven for
available for. Sorry.
I was saying like it's heaven for introverts, like like
Yeah, it's for nerds. It's aiming nerds. All right, people that don't want to talk. I get you. I don't like asking questions either, so I'm like, yeah, we should have something for those people too. We're not just trained in our presentation. We also used extra content from blogs and things that we wrote in the past.
yeah,
So the model is pretty accurate, and you can get the step by step for every use case that we presented there.
that's exciting. Yeah, we'll also have link to Lucas's presentation in the description so people
Right here.
so people can watch the on demand and taking the actions and like start implementing in their Marketo instance. The final question that I have for you today, Lucas, you were in Vegas attending Summit for 4 days, I
For
guess.
days, yeah.
Yeah. So, what were your tips? Like, what were some of your tips on the summit? Like, meeting new people, networking. I know you told like you didn't get to attend a lot of sessions, but did you got to meet a lot of people from the industry? And yeah, how was it? Give us more.
All right, all right. Yeah, I think the biggest part of Summit is networking because the sessions are available on demand and you can watch them later. The keynotes are cool because they always release big things too, so it's good to be there. But to be honest, I was a little disappointed on the keynotes this year, so I didn't watch the entirety of them. I watched just a
Yeah.
part, and you have to make the best to network with the people because that's the only thing that you can not do after Summit. Like you have
Yeah.
to take advantage of the summit
Yeah.
moment to do it. And so my first and the best tip is like go to every after party that you can go
Yeah.
and you're invited to. Like, do not stay in a room doing nothing, even if you are super tired. Go to the after parties, even if you don't drink. Go to the after parties and try to meet
Yeah.
new people because they will be at these after parties. And the Marketo community is full of diehard fans. They are insanely about their favorite tool, and they want to nerd out about it
Yeah.
every single time. So you could just go there and say, "Hey, what have you been working at in Marketo?" And they will
Yeah.
be nerding out for hours about it. And so do it. Go to every after party and try to meet new people and like be a little shameless. I know it's hard, especially for people who don't drink. I drink, so I had like
Yeah.
2 drinks and I'm okay to be shameless. Uh, and like just introduce yourself. Say, "Hi, I'm Lucas. I've been working with this, and that, and what have you been working with, and where are you
Yeah.
from? How was your flight here?" Like they're all these small talks you start that
Yeah.
are pretty useful. And and yeah, don't be afraid of meeting new people because I think everyone who goes to summits, even like the more senior people, they don't go there for the sessions, they go there for the people.
Yeah.
So they are always in that same mindset of wanting to meet new people and want to
Yeah.
understand what's going on that's cool in the industry. If you have someone that is like uh, older in the industry and then can introduce you to new people, that's even easier because you don't need to be shameless the whole time because it's kind of tiring. Be shameless the whole time, like for 4 days. I was like, in the end, I just didn't want to talk to anyone, to be honest. I just wanted to be in my own room the Thursday evening, but I didn't even have my room anymore, so I just hanged out at Starbucks for a while just to like cope. And but if you
Yeah.
have someone more senior than you there, this person can introduce you to new people and like have a conversation started, and that's
Yeah.
also useful. You can go to these people and say, "Hey, introduce me to everyone you know," and
Yeah.
if they're nice, they will do it.
Yeah. Like most of the time, people are nice and they'll do
Yeah,
it. So
yeah,
just
yeah.
need to,
Lauren was super nice with me, introduced me to a
yeah,
lot of people, so it was pretty cool.
yeah. You just need to take that first step.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just like it's just 4 days. It's hard, but you can be really even if you're an introvert. I consider myself an introvert, and you can like just try to force yourself to be an extrovert for 4 days. Then you have Friday to be in
Yeah.
your room in the darkness and recover.
Just take your take your own downtime. Oh,
Yeah.
those are amazing insights, Lucas. Thank you so much for sharing those with us.